So my excuse is I had a little bit too much to drink before hitting that Amazon click button. Don't drink and shop, folks. You will regret it. Hello, beautiful bag lovers. Trina here, and today I'm going to share with you a bad handbag purchase that I made. I'll review the bag in brief and share how such sellers of these kinds of items get away with successful sales on the Amazon platform. And I'm sorry, this is the only day I have to record and there's some sort of fireworks festival going on, so if you hear any banging, So in a much earlier and sober state, I found this Chanel WOC on Amazon Japan. I knew it was a fake by the price, which was missing a few zeros, but also by the bag dimensions, which were considerably larger than the real McCoy. The original Chanel design, I think the official model name is the Chanel wallet on a chain with double zip. It appealed to me because of the combination of wallet and quick access to smartphone slot in the center of the bag. I remember thinking at the time that if the bag were not branded with the CC logo, I would look into buying it to see if it were my cup of tea before digging any deeper in my pockets for the real deal from a second-hand market. Even though I liked the style of the bag, however, especially since the dimensions were larger, thereby making it more practical for my needs, I didn't want to buy the bag because it looked like a counterfeit or fake. Counterfeiting is of course illegal, and purchasing from those who produce illegal goodies is not something I feel good about doing. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all for a good dupe bag. My interpretation of the word dupe is something that looks the same or almost the same as the original, but doesn't have the original logos or branding. It doesn't claim to be the original product either. Manufacturers of dupes can be sued for infringing on intellectual property, however, and they can actually lose the case in court, especially if the original brand can prove, for example, that the dupe devalues the original company's image and or reputation. However, copying designs in a way that does not make them replicas is generally not illegal, or so I understand. I think duping is accepted practice, actually. One could argue that it's expected in a competitive free market society. Now this bag that I stupidly ended up buying is not a replica in the sense that it has a lot of things about the bag that are different. For example, the fake one has a wider base. The strap or D-rings are sewn at different placements than the real one, and the materials and construction differ to an extreme degree. However, the look of the bag is the same as the original. It has a clear label on the inside with clearly marked Chanel, made in Italy, registered trademark, and even the zipper pull has the CC logo branding. It came with a cheesy Chanel dust bag. Came with a little card with Chanel branding on it that says, confirm that it has been subjected to the most exacting quality control in poor spacing. And of course it came with the fake Chanel card. And obviously the logo on the front. All of this stuff screams counterfeit! Now, am I pissed off with this bag and am I pissed off with Amazon? At the moment, I'm more angry with myself for knowingly buying this, even if I was just curious and very prone to stupid decisions in a state of inebriation. God, those fireworks. Not only did I support this type of company, but I wasted my money. And I did waste my money because this bag is not even leather, as I can clearly tell just by the look and feel and smell of the thing. They clearly stated on Amazon that this was leather, by the way. I guess they forgot the word genuine in front of it. Is the consumer responsible for this? I wonder. I'm thinking about the difference between chocolate and chocolate flavored candy. The latter is not real chocolate, FYI, but they can get away with it legally. I can feel the inner construction of this bag is probably supported by something akin to cardboard, and the lining is made of a low quality polyester or rayon-like fabric. and the inner slots from my phone, it's magnetized so low that when I put my phone in there, the magnets cannot close, which renders the magnets pretty useless. And who knows what effect magnets directly on my iPhone has. I don't know. I'm not confident. Now, it's pretty obvious to me why sellers get involved in counterfeiting high-end brands, which is a problem that most definitely is not limited to luxury brand items when it comes to e-commerce, especially when consumers cannot look, feel, or taste before they buy. But producers of counterfeit luxury items are able to get away with a really high markup because consumers have proven themselves willing to buy it at those higher prices. The items are still cheaper than the originals after all. They probably get the same great profit margins as the original brands, for all I know. It's also pretty obvious why buyers want these items. They want but cannot afford or do not want to pay for the real thing. And I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone buying from Amazon who didn't know that these bags were not the real deal. The comments section for fake items tends to be littered with questions like, how close is this to the real version? So I think a lot of people who purchase these fake items know that you can't buy a real Louis Vuitton bags new from any other than their boutiques. The Louis Vuitton brand, by the way, is really hardcore when it comes to cracking down on replicas, and yet it would seem that it hasn't been successful in going after Amazon for supporting counterfeit sellers. Why the heck not? How does Amazon get away with this? I've learned that the 1998 Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which I'll link below, is responsible for this. The essence of this law is that if you're a multi-vendor website, like an online platform that allows third-party sellers to proffer their wares, then ultimately you're not responsible for ensuring the lawful acts of those third-party sellers. Yes, it's illegal to both buy and sell counterfeit products. I'm a criminal. But it's not illegal to provide a marketplace for those activities. The party that bears the responsibility is the third-party seller, and legally they are more in the wrong for selling me this bag than I am for buying it. Phew! It's certainly not ethical for Amazon to have these sellers on its platform, but you can't deny that it's not bad for their bottom line either. My guess, however, is that Amazon is concerned with its reputation and does make an effort to keep these guys out. I can only imagine how hard that would be when you just think about how massive the Amazon platform is. If I'm not mistaken, half or more of the stuff on Amazon is now sold from third-party sellers, mostly legal. And the difficulty with this whole setup is that it's really hard for original brands to catch these third-party sellers. If an Amazon seller catches wind that someone's on their tail, they can just pack up shop and head to another platform, like Etsy or Bonanza. Also, if Amazon is taking measures to discourage counterfeit sellers, and I think it is, my guess is that much of its actions against sellers is still primarily fueled by the consumer. And I also assume that any dissatisfied buyer of fake goods procured from the Amazon platform is not immediately going to go crying to Amazon. They did, after all, knowingly participate. I, for one, do feel a degree of shame and embarrassment with my purchase. All of this is certainly a downside to the internet age in which we live. And so in light of the fact that I'm embarrassed by this purchase and think the quality is rather subpar, I don't think I'll be using this bag. Sadly, I can't sell this bag either, so I think I'm going to find a place to donate it to. One good thing that's hopefully come out of my blunder, though, is this video, which I hope will stand as a cautionary tale to those of you considering taking shortcuts to high-end fashion. It's not worth it. In the vast majority of cases, the quality is not there, and moreover, you're supporting activity that's not only probably illegal, but potentially also more nefarious in nature. Who knows what conditions the people producing these items live under. But okay, that's it for today. I'll show you some close-ups of this thing, and I'll sign out. Bag hag. Later.